Hello, and welcome to the Daily Political Tarot and Astrology here on the Black and Orange channel. We have Bonus Sarah. It's Bonus Sarah Day.
Hello.
And this is silly. Basically, I've had a
This is silly.
oh wait. I have had a mild allergic reaction to something I ate, and I've taken my antihistamine, I've taken Advil, I've had plenty of liquid. It's just going to take a little bit of time until whatever inflammation I've got going on goes away. But I'm having a lot of trouble focusing my eyes right now. Everything's really fuzzy. I hope I look okay. It's
You're gorgeous.
And seeing the chat I'm like this. So I've actually pulled it up on my phone and it's right here. So hopefully if I'm looking down, I'm trying to read your things, and I'm using Old Faithful today because I'm familiar with it. So everything's just blurry. I'm fine. I'm not in any pain. Everything's just a little blurry and it will go away. Okay. And people are saying tea. Earl Grey just got some. The steam will be good. Plus, tea got people through the Blitz.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Thank you, everybody. Have I tried using castor oil on my eyes?
I don't think that's how that was it.
Oh, okay. We're talking about something else. Okay, fair enough. All right.
No, like a supplement, which would help clear up the allergens, and
yeah, I've taken. I think we're gonna be okay. I'm just and I it's not that bad. Otherwise I'd spend the entire time going like. All right, so yay. Okay, I've made a graphic.
An awesome one.
And it's kind of split up here just so you could see the different parts. But Tim Walz is awesome. 25-year 24-year National Guard vet. School teacher. Nice guy. Football coach. Has a dog named Scout, has a cat named Afton, who looks like a sweetheart, whom he posts about.
Yeah.
The kitty. And he is just, from what everyone says, he is just a good person. So, okay, and I'm going to say this up front because we know in the next 3 months, they are going, on the other side, they're going to throw everything at Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. Every time they did anything ever, completely ignoring who their own candidate is. So I will tell you right now, one thing you will end up hearing about is 30 years ago, in 1995, Tim Walz, he did get a DWI. He was going 96 in a 55-mile-an-hour zone.
Didn't hurt anybody.
He didn't hurt anybody, thank heavens. And there's a mugshot. I saw a mugshot. I assume it's real. He had a mugshot. He dealt with whatever he had to deal with. And if anybody has paid their debt to society, this man has helped so many people for so long, for decades. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with somebody having made mistakes, but they have literally spent the rest of their life giving, making sure children are fed, passing laws to help people, being a teacher. I mean, long time. He was the National Guard for decades.
Yeah.
We're good.
And I am all for people having a past that they own and atone for. I mean, I really hope I'm not judged for something that I did 30 years ago. But he owned his mistakes instead of burying them. And he didn't pay off anybody to get rid of said mistakes.
Right.
So, yes, in Picard in Texas, that's a normal traveling speed on the highway. Yes. I know people who have gotten a ticket in Houston for going the speed limit. You have to go faster because if you go the speed, you have to keep up with traffic. If you go faster, if you go the speed limit, you will cause a wreck.
Joyce Matthews says they wouldn't have allowed him to be a teacher. I don't know. I don't know.
If it was
Oh, sorry. Froxy Roxy is saying he learned from his mistake. He's been sober for 40 years.
Very
30
cool.
years. It would have to be 30.
Yeah.
5, 05, 15, 25.
It'd be 30.
Yeah. 30. But
yay.
He's been sober for 30 years. Great.
Yeah, if all of that, when it was done, if all of that was dropped down to a misdemeanor, he could still be a teacher. So. Or after so long, you can also have that stuff expunged if it's a one-time thing or whatever. But the fact of the matter is that he's owned it. He's atoned for it. So
yes, and Valerie's saying 30 years ago me. Let's not talk about that. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, all right. Yeah, and compare Diane. Louise, compare that to the convicted felon. Yes.
Yeah.
No. So the only reason I brought that up is because I know some people don't know about it yet.
Right.
And I just wanted everybody to be prepared for whatever rotten, awful thing they try to throw out on the other side. He's up against Trump and Vance. Ew. Yeah. So.
All right. Well, let's dive in. At 7 minutes and 50. Yes, Lewis and Nettie. Harris Walz. Now that VP Harris has chosen Governor Tim Walz, what do your cards say about this matchup? Will he be a good partner for her?
Easy to get along with. Easier to get along with than she is. That's not a dig at her. It's just he's really right in the center partnership. Oh yeah. And what the other stuff that's here, like there's the other side. What problems they have are more just being new to certain things, but partnership, he's still game, and the other side doesn't have a lot. There's not a lot there, and we're quite pleased. So beneath this mess is the hope card. I mean, good stuff.
Okay, that's good. And 9, 15. Cockatiel Artie. I love that name. Can you please look at Walz and his plans for education and book bans? He was a teacher and I have a feeling he wouldn't take too kindly to book bans. Thank you.
No. Hasn't he already spoken out about it? I thought I heard something about that.
Yeah, he's not a fan.
Oh, of course they're going to try. They're going to try to do all kinds of awful. But that stuff, that's just horrible. And they have their agenda on the other side. And yeah, he's going to be a part of no. He's going to be a part of the no aggressively.
Oh wow.
So, what?
Oh no, I'm just saying. I'm glad. I'm glad. Oh goodness, 10, 15. He's probably going to come out swinging on those. So, Michelle asks, when Walz moves up to VP, Lieutenant Governor Peggy Flanagan will become governor and the first Native American woman to lead a U.S. state. How fantastic is that? Will she do well in that role?
And what is her name again?
Her name is Peggy Flanagan.
Peggy Flanagan. It's about time. Yes.
This is so cool.
Decency, inclusivity, kindness. I mean, it's just it's like the best Christmas ever.
Yes.
Well, I mean, it's a big deal that she's there. Beyond that, the other side tries to come after her. They just do a middling kind of job. Most of these, like, this is a big deal that she's there, but as far as like what happens, it's all kind of I mean, they definitely they're gonna channel their inner John Wayne.
Yeah.
And who knows what happened at the Oscars?
Yeah.
Way back when. Yeah. Where they had to physically restrain him from jumping on stage.
Yeah, Marion needed to sit down and take a seat.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right. Will Vance actually debate Walz? Because we know that Trump will not debate Harris.
Well, he says he won't. I keep getting some. He might.
Well,
he shouldn't, because she's going to wipe the floor with him.
No.
All right, vice presidential debate between Walz and Vance. The way Walz is an Aries. Actually, he's got Sun, Mars, and Jupiter, I believe, in Aries. And his Jupiter is on top of Kamala Harris's moon. So that's positive, being supportive, gives luck. And so it's just good energy, which is across from her sun because she's got that opposition. But so that's good. But he also, we don't have a birth time, but his moon is probably in Aquarius, which makes so much sense because he gives so much, but he does it on a larger scale, so it's giving equally to everybody, and that's the Aquarian humanitarian way, and it's awesome. Yes. Cancers care and they give a lot, but it tends to be more one-on-one kind of thing, or in small groups. Whereas home, Cancer is it's about home. But no, he is, because he got all that Aries energy, he gets up and gets going. He moves up, doing, and his heart is to give, to help, to think outside the box to some extent. So he's probably pretty creative about, what if we looked at it like this? What if we tried it like that? What if it was done this way? So good thinking.
That's so cool.
So what was the question? I'm sorry.
Will Vance actually debate Walz?
what the heck is this? They're trying to make money from it or something?
Oh, Vance will. Oh, yeah. They'll monetize the crap out of it.
Yeah, because that's the plan. It's about the money, but one of them is heavily burdened with far right ideas. Wheel of Fortune, wherever things are, Vance better hope that his downward slide isn't astrological or something, because it's bad. It's changing things. This sun cards can be good, but sometimes when they go bad in my readings, because I read on politicians and far right politicians, this is also my icky white supremacy card. Blech.
Yeah.
Vile. And that's what this feels like. I was listening to the news for a big chunk of the morning on MSNBC. And when it came out, I was listening when the news came out. And then pundits talking about it for a while. And they are all making good points about Shapiro and this or that or what have you, and on and on and on. There's an elephant in the room here. And the elephant in the room is basically America's original sin, which is decimation of native populations, including slavery. That's our original sin.
Mm-hmm.
And we still have this in our country. And in some people, it might even be subconscious. They'll just suddenly just find, I'm not racist. I'm not racist. And you can't call them racist. They're not going to have an epiphany to realize they're racist. But they will come up with any little excuse. I don't like her laugh. I don't like her shoes. I don't like, so having, he's a father, granddad, white guy. And Christian white guy. And that will help the ticket. It will actually, if he does well in a vice presidential debate with Vance, the Harris Walz ticket will actually pick up some of the people it actually will pull people off of voting for Trump. At least some people. Because they're like, oh, okay, well, Vance's policies are heinous. Walz's policies, they're a little wishy-washy, like airy-fairy, but he seems like a good guy.
Yeah.
He seems like a good guy. I can understand him. And so they'll actually vote more for Walz than Harris. But they'll vote, and they'll vote blue. I wish it was not this way.
Yeah. Oh, goodness. Becca is in the chat. Hello, dear.
Hello, Becca.
From House of Lenormand. Yes. All right.
Innocent Potato says Walz is probably Lutheran. I'm afraid I don't know. Oh, yeah, Amy Jones, Joe Scarborough. Yeah, he wanted Shapiro. And he was all bent out of shape that she didn't choose Shapiro.
I know that there's a lot of you here who love Shapiro, so.
No, not necessarily. You'd be surprised. He's very much a Republican.
Shapiro, from what I understand,
I'm sorry. Scarborough.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I misunderstood. I'm sorry. I misunderstood. I thought you said a lot of people here like Scarborough. And I was no.
Shapiro. Yeah.
I know. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not.
You're good, honey. You are fine. I know Shapiro, from what I understand, has been wonderful for Pennsylvania. I think that he may come with a little too much baggage for the big stage at the moment. So I think this probably I didn't know much about Walz, to be perfectly honest, until yesterday when I started deep diving him and when all the cars rolled up to his house. Everything that I found I love. Before all this, I was a big Kelly chick. So I am okay with this. Somebody posted on Twitter, and I shared it with you yesterday. Up until 3 weeks ago, I didn't even know who Tim Walz was, but now I would fling myself bodily into a fire to save him. I mean, it's just that kind of energy.
Fact is, he'd do the same for you.
Yes.
Yeah. So he's good people. I'm very, very pleased.
Yes, exactly, Becca. Kind of guy that would change your tires, check your oil, all that good stuff. Yeah. Feed you dinner. In fact, I saw where you posted that earlier about the fireside chats, and I think that is a fabulous idea. I think they need to do like weekly TikToks or something where he's showing a life skill while discussing policy. That would be like, mwah. So, anywho. All right, we got a little off track here.
Oh, yeah, we usually do.
2135 Lady Eva wants to know, how is the fundraising going to pan out for Harris Walz now that the announcement has come down? You're going to see a boost or a lull? How is Walz going to affect the fundraising?
Don't drink my tea. Oh, happy families. Happy families.
Cool.
And also, it's just a relief to get away from the awfulness, the Project 2025 lying, cheating, felonious attacker.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a relief. He actually, both Harris and Walz, they actually smile and mean it. They act like normal human beings, especially Walz. So, oh yeah, the other side is going to lose their minds because, oh no, a woman of color, a woman of color. Oh, the horror, quel horror, is in there. But other than that, yeah, the rest of us, we're in. Vote Harris Walz.
Awesome sauce.
I didn't get a pentacle card there, but I don't think it's too big of an issue. Wait, are we making biscuits?
Well, we are moving, unfortunately, into Trump land. What you got?
Yeah. The other thing they're talking about this morning is that people in Wall Street, they would preferred Shapiro as well, but they're people on Wall Street, and
yeah,
we're not building our society around their values.
So
yeah, okay.
You mentioned the Project 2025 and the Heritage Foundation and all that good stuff, and that reminded me. I know. It reminded me though of something that a headline that I popped up, and I'm not sure if Kristen sent it or not. I didn't put it in here, but it might be worth looking at. Vance. They're trying to distance themselves from Project 2025 now, the Heritage Foundation. But Vance just wrote a glowing forward to the new book out by the founder of the Heritage Foundation, the president, CEO. Yeah, just wrote this just wonderful, glowing sunshine and roses. How's that going to affect their distancing themselves?
Mm-hmm. They're not doing a good job of distancing themselves. They're getting further and further. By the way, I explained yesterday how Neptune in Pisces gave us alternative facts. But now we've got Pluto that's moving into Aquarius, and suddenly we have the one word that is finally working against these extremists. And that word is calling them, drumroll please, the Aquarian word, weird.
Yeah.
Throwing an Aquarian term at them. All right. And suddenly it works. It sticks. It's like, oh, Pluto has his moments. Yeah. Okay, so, and the reason I want to tell you that is because the person who coined that term is Tim Walz. He's the one who started that.
Really?
Yeah.
How cool is that?
Exactly. He has given the campaigns, plural, so far one of their best things to use against the Republicans. So, but on the other side, they're going to start seeing the boost in the polls for the Democrats, which makes them even crazier. Sitting pretty. Sitting in luxury while people are suffering, and then, with daddy's money. I mean, this is, I don't know. I don't know how many of you have seen in the last decade or two the movie Metropolis. If you have not, it's amazing. It basically tells the story of a society where you have the downtrodden who work incredible hours in these factories, and it's all very stylized, very just gorgeous Art Deco, everything. But the workers are suffering, and then the super wealthy and their children live in these beautiful walled off gardens and everything. And basically what happens is that a woman leads a bunch of poor children up into the garden where the son of one of the most prominent, might be the president or whatever, is there. And he gets this awakening of who is this woman? Why are these children hungry? And so he ends up going down and takes over, he's taking over the job of this one person and seeing what it's really like. And he gets all involved in everything. This is feeling like Metropolis. More and more of these we are moving into Pluto and Aquarius. And one of the things that happens is that every time Pluto goes into Aquarius, centralized power gets pulled off into different directions. And if you don't let it, you get revolution, because the people will rise up and you get power decentralizing. In a sense, I mean, the absolute heyday in our culture of glorifying Wall Street was in the 80s. Greed is good. That's a Scorpio thing. That's a other people's money, power, must have power, etc. we're not doing that anymore. That was
Yeah.
that was 3 signs ago. And so, yeah. And so when it comes to 2025 and Vance and all of that, well, I hope you up in the upper reaches are happy, because you can just go back to French Revolution history and see what happens when you take enough advantage of and you hurt the average people enough. It doesn't end well for those in the gardens. So,
alrighty. Well, at 3050, Deb has a question. Deb asked, what kind of sentence will Trump get in September? I saw that Missouri tried to get the SCOTUS to block the sentencing. It was turned down. Some say he may just get probation. That's not right. For 34 felonies, it should be prison time. Michelle also pointed out that the number of felonies carries a little weight in sentencing in this case, because 33 are just misdemeanors on their own. It's a 34th charge that makes them all felonies. Judges were required to take into account the felon's personal circumstances. In this case, he's running for office, and that this is a first offense. So, yes, it could be probation. I mean, it could be, but, I mean, you know, doesn't have to be.
There you go. You could give me good arguments on both sides on why he should immediately go to prison and why it should be put off until after the election. He's not listening. He shows no remorse. He's continuing to attack people. It's just awful, and they all see that. All just see that. They know that. It's only people who are absolutely delusional like Cannon who don't see that. No, not right now, sweetheart. Hemmed in, which would be not being sentenced, because right next to it I've got that far right victory card. You don't want to mess up an election.
All right.
However, what it feels like is this judge has no interest in letting Trump get away scot-free. Got strength in the middle. I've got the Ace of Cups. This feels like when he's going to lose the election, by the way. And then we get the Hermit. And the Hermit is, I think, what will happen to Trump. It would be, I don't even think he's going to go to a regular prison. But he could still go somewhere. I mean, even if he went to a regular prison, they'd put him somewhere specific. So, yeah, that isolation, it's coming. And he's got more, he's got more, thank you, charges coming his way. It just feels like it. Not only, but that's really what it feels like.
Moonchild just became a new member. Thank you, dear. It's very sweet.
Thank you. Bethay, please just put him somewhere. Yeah.
All right. Are you okay to keep going for another question or two?
Oh, yeah. I'm good.
Okay. All right. At 30.
Although I might interject here and be difficult, because we have a lot of people here, more than usual, and I think it's because they want a basic question: who's going to win the election?
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna. Oh, there you go. Whoops! Careful. There you go. All right. So. Up or down? But you can't stay here. There you go. Well, okay. It's like I'm having trouble shuffling. It's like the cards are like a lot of this is already set. There isn't going to be even an October surprise. I don't know how many people that would actually change their minds. Oh,
I like that little clickety clap. What we got? Oh, and she's doing the boogie oogie dance.
Who's going to win? Now, at first blush, it's, oh my gosh, Harris and Walz, it's like they're not even here. It's just cards for Trump. And we know he's a bully and Vance is pathetic. Okay. Their policies are isolating them. Their greed is in Technicolor.
Not Technicolor.
Yes. Very dodgy, weak. Hello, Justice card.
Yes, keep.
They have a plan. Really? That's nice because there's no foundation here. There's no foundation here that gives you a good plan.
So basically their plan is to stand on tissue paper on top of quicksand. In the rain. Yeah. Yes, Sharon, and Panavision too. Yes.
They're going to work planning. They're to do their far right stuff. But first card, Ace of Cups. So Knight of Pentacles. Well, we'll stand up to that, really, because the card in the middle is the Knight of Cups. So we've got a huge new start here for Democrats. You have Democrats fighting for people. And this guy who thinks he can just come in and stomp this down, it's like, no, you won't. So many Democratic votes. Now, again, it's not going to be that there's no Republican who's going to win anything. That's not, things are gerrymandered, things are.
Right.
But enjoy, again, I'm literally getting mental images in my head of Metropolis.
Let's go.
When you go into, look, it makes perfect sense that when we entered Pluto in Scorpio back in 83, 84, it makes perfect sense that, you bring your extra big shoulder pads so you look as masculine as possible. And it's all greed is good and selfishness is a virtue and blottity, blech. And it's, I'm going to get mine and all of that. You don't go into Pluto and Aquarius in a manor house. I wouldn't recommend that. Pluto and Capricorn increases the inequality. And it did. It also raises up some people who deserve to be in positions of power, Barack Obama, who otherwise wouldn't, because Pluto is digging through the sign. So it's like, oh, we're going to talk about hierarchy? Let's find somebody who's no way who would normally get in, but absolutely deserves to be there. And then we'll take somebody who, rich white guy on paper, the worst of the worst. Someone, you can see it happening. And he is vile, absolutely does not deserve to be there. So you can see the difference. Don't mess with Pluto. So Pluto's going to Aquarius, and it's Yeah, you don't want to be the Sun King at Pluto and Aquarius.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. All right.
Oh, for anybody who's new around here, just let me just say this: the last time Pluto was in Aquarius was the American Revolution and the French Revolution. So yeah, don't yeah. Mm-mm.
All right. Well, back into Orangina land.
Yay.
Yay. All right. Try to don't lose your heads over it. Exactly. All right. Nettie has a question. Will Judge Chuken prove in her ruling that Dumpy is trying to steal the election of 2020 was not a presidential act, making the Supreme Court look like the fools they are on the conservative side? Basically, will she be able to rule on this case in such a way to where SCOTUS can't mess with it without showing even more bias?
Well, they're already showing bias.
Or that it sticks.
Okay. We are big Chuken fans around here.
Yeah, we are.
Okay. First of all, she's not messing around. Yeah, this is not let me think about it. No. Nope. Moving on. Whatever it will be based on the law. Now, Trump thinks he went to the Supreme Court and he just got all of this gloriousness for himself. And now everything he did and everything he could potentially do, it's all fair game. That's what he thinks. He's coming into this. And he's going to act a fool. It's a day ending in day. Okay. Yeah, I don't think that's going to fly. Because I don't think she's going to put up with it. So.
Yay.
Yeah. But he's thinking, he's got it going on. I think she's going to disabuse him of that notion.
Carolina says Pluto in Aquarius equals revolution. Well, that's disturbing. So you're saying we're bound for a revolution? No. But things will be revolutionized, meaning that everything's going to get shaken up. So the old guard is going to be yeeted democratically from their position, and stuff is getting fixed because the old greed is good, living to excess. We're doing our best, or while Trump and folks are doing their best Patrick Bateman impersonation from American Psycho. It's yeah.
Well, what kind of? But my calling card is embossed.
I had to bring that clip up the other day because Tara was getting her first business cards, and she's like, can't decide. She's got all these samples, and she's like, I don't know. And I said, you know what this reminds me of? I pulled the thing where they all started flinging them on the. Yeah, I love that clip.
What did she think?
She was like, oh, y'all really just put way too much attention on these things, didn't you? And I was like, yes. And in some circles, we still do.
Yeah, so, they were more important then. Yeah, okay. But we're talking about Aquarius with revolution. The other thing you have to realize, though, is Aquarius also rules technology. And there's usually something very big related to the sign that really shifts things, really changes things when Pluto changes signs. And for Pluto entering Aquarius this time, I will bet you anything, it's AI. Suddenly, AI is a workable thing. and it will change so much. So it isn't always a war.
Right.
I mean, in 1971, when Pluto went into Libra, it wasn't a war. I mean, we had Vietnam, but that had been going on for a while. No.
Right.
Libra is about relationships and how you get into relationships and during that era, right at the beginning, you had Roe versus Wade.
Right.
Which dramatically changed women's position, giving them more power over their lives.
Mm-hmm.
And as that time period went on, you get things like Kramer versus Kramer.
Yeah.
And there's a reason that Gen X is the forgotten generation, the skipped over generation, the feral generation. Because when Pluto was in Libra, Gen X, the other, it's usually about the other, but Pluto was going through there and saying, is it really?
Yeah.
Other options? Maybe you need to be by yourself. Maybe you do need a family. Maybe you don't. And a lot of kids just ended up, it's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your kids are?
Whew.
That was a real thing, by the way. You youngins out there, you're like, oh, come on. There wasn't really something that came on television that said, do you know where your kids are? Yeah, it was a real thing.
They had no clue where we were. Lori from the Way of Positive Change is here. Hello, dear.
Hello.
All right. How we doing over there? You good for another one?
Yeah. This is fun. Anytime I can hang out with you guys.
No. All right. At 4710, M. Packard asks, and I know you've kind of looked at this before, but let's look again. Will 45 end up losing Mar-a-Lago?
Oh. Lord, I know we don't talk often.
Oh, goodness.
Which isn't true, and I'm not Southern, but it's funny.
Oh.
Funny that the card for the reading is the opposite political party. Page of Pentacles. You mean not having enough money to... I mean, it's not the miser, it's not the Four of Pentacles, but it's still a cash flow problem. That's the institution, like the government, like whomever, right? The institution, center of the card, it's eviction day. Kaboom. Partnership here of probably something to do with who's behind it, actually holding this man accountable for the first time in his life. Then this feels like actually the first thing that came to me was the actual DEI. Don, Eric, and it feels like pennies on the dollar, but like it gets sold. And there's some money, but it's not. Ooh, this is the government taking away your house right there. Oh, true, Becca. It is an active crime scene. Well, it's a crime scene. We allegedly, we'll say allegedly entertainment only YouTube. It is an ongoing crime scene. Make of that what you will.
Somebody mentioned in chat earlier that in the 60s you had to be home when the streetlights came on. I would like to interject. If you were earlier Gen X, or you were Gen X and your parents were either greatest gen or right in between them and boomers, you still had to be like, there was still that, dinner was on the table usually a certain time every night. Like there was still that. But if you got boomer, if you were later Gen X, Zennial, whatnot, and you got that boomer parent, some of us had that, but a lot of us, that's where ye old latchkey kids come in, because they're just, yeah. So
Yeah. Oh yeah, and raise your hand if you came home to an empty house.
Oh yeah.
But
all right.
Yes, and also there, Cindy Carlson's pointing out no street lights in rural New Mexico. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Oh, good. And I'm with you, Becca. Yeah, I'm depending on the chart. Yeah. All right. So at 51:15, Laura Smith.
Which is why we should be using Pluto in signs and not random names we just made up that accidentally happen to explain Pluto going through the signs beautifully well. But go ahead. Sure, world. Ignore me. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. All right.
I'm kidding.
I know.
51. I mean, it does work, but sorry. Okay, 51.
51:50. Okay. Laura Smith asks, will MAGA men make sure their wives vote by mail so that way they can make sure they don't vote blue? Oh, well, we have an instance of that. I would like to say that, unfortunately, it would not surprise me. It would infuriate me, but not surprise me.
Oh, I don't like... Okay, here's the thing. In the modern world, there is more and more of a divide between the sexes over politics. I'm not saying there are not Democratic men. Thank God for you. If you are a Democratic man, bless you, sir. Bless every part of your life.
Mm-hmm.
Not everyone is as fortunate to be with an open-minded person. Women have their own friends. A lot of women have their own friends, their own lives. They go online.
Mm-hmm.
And how are you going to keep them down on the farm once they've seen Gay Perry? For all the right-wing talk, there are a lot of women who are fed up with... there are a lot of women who are fed up with their power being taken away, their reproductive rights, they're not having autonomy over their own body. The fact that if your horse goes into labor or your cow goes into labor and there's a problem, the vet will be right there to help and do whatever needs to happen. But if you're a woman, you don't have that many rights. Institutions. And this whole small government, keep the government away from me, but you're going to physically control me.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I've got a lot of women voters here. The problem is November 6th, which shouldn't be a problem. It's my birthday. No, I'm kidding. But it is my birthday. But, it's how some of these people are going to react when Trump loses. So it isn't so much that so many men will stop the little women from voting or voting Democrat. If the woman just keeps saying, oh no, I'm absolutely voting for Trump, 2024, blah, blah, blah. But then, yeah, it's, yeah. That was awful.
Sorry. Well,
no, people ask. I'm here to read your questions. Thank you. I just,
oh, I know.
Yeah.
Let's pick something, though, that's a little less. Bernadette wants to know, here we go. Will more people join Jenna Ellis in flipping on Donald?
Oh, she's not looking, she is not looking great. She is stressed.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you are accused of having tried to help destroy our democracy. So I'm trying to work on some empathy here, but there's not a lot. There's a drop. There's a drop in the bottle, but it's not deep. This was a huge deal. This was a massive plan. And apparently she got a really good deal.
If she got a really good deal, that means she had really good receipts.
Yeah. They got together to try to overturn the election. That's allegedly. Yeah. I mean, some people have been held accountable for this, but I'm just going to, just for the sake of it, I'll say allegedly. Basically trying to overturn the government, and it didn't work so well. Strength. Yes, strong women, people who were on Trump's side, who were on the side of trying to overturn the government. Being strong because here's the thing. For all that we talk about MAGA being a cult, the fact is that a lot of these people are willing to go along with things when everybody's getting away with it. Like in the last days Trump was in office. But going to prison is not fun. And going to prison for a man who is swanning around doing whatever he wants while you're suffering. I'd like to speak to the prosecutors, please.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Next question is from Becca. I guffawed when I read this. I find it weird that the two white guys in a Republican ticket are both married to immigrants, and they want to deport immigrants. Do they hate their wives that much? I don't know if she meant that to be a question, but it was a comment, and I was like, eh. And so it became a question. So...
the cards are mainly talking about the women. And basically, when not everybody, but when some people are married, they will start doing whatever it takes to keep the marriage together, to make sacrifices now for benefits later. Sometimes to your own detriment, sometimes not, but so it's like, okay, that's the plan. We're communicating. This is kind of what they're saying we're doing. Okay. I can't cover you up if you're standing on the blanket. Come here. So that's the talk, even if what they're talking about is pretty awful. And that's the thing. They're talking about what they're talking about is really awful. Thank you, Jacqueline. Thank you. So they're willing to go through, they're willing to go through with a lot in the hope of, all right, well, I've got to deal with this now, but it's just a little bit of misogyny, cruelty, stupidity.
Oh, mm-hmm.
But it's not forever. And then we could end up being super wealthy, or in case of Melania, super wealthy, or with Usha Vance in a position of power. But it's some nasty medicine to suck down. Women have more options now. Women aren't as willing to take quite as much. And there's a disconnect.
Yeah.
Who is that woman who sings that song? I didn't think the leopards would eat my face.
Yeah.
You know, that's
Francesca. What's her face? It's on TikTok. I love her. She's, yeah.
She'll do a story about how like MAGA finally turning on Kyle Rittenhouse. Yeah. And then be singing the song. I never thought that the leopard would eat my face. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like they're the woman who did the Hindu prayer at the RNC. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a disconnect, and these guys, they are pathetic. They are. If you can only be strong by subjugating others and taking away their power, you're not strong.
Bingo.
So they go along with it, and they keep their secrets. That these they're awful because people are letting them be awful.
Well, you good for another?
Sure, let's do one more, and then I've got one more in me. My eyes are starting to clear a little bit.
Yay!
Yeah, it'll be fine. I'm sure it'll be fine. Just.
All right. Bernadette Smith has a question. Justice Thomas continues to show that he is fully up Dumpty's behind. Is there any way to stop him?
You did not just ask me if there's a way to stop Thomas from going up Dumpy's behind. I will read on all your political questions, but there are certain practicalities that I have no intention.
Yeah.
Or Thomas. Thomas. Oh gosh, he's. They've got him. They've got him dead to rights. They. Enjoy it for now. Enjoy your power for now. Enjoy all that lovely, lovely money, Justice Thomas. Your millions upon millions of dollar vacations, and hope you enjoyed it, because there's about to be new sheriffs in town. And suddenly, it's not going to be anywhere near as much fun anymore. And you, as I cannot. And you, as a man of color, will not be accepting millions of dollars from a man who collects, actively, hugely collects, not see memorabilia.
Make it make sense, Jesus. I'm about to bust out like literally the thing and the tambourine and do the gospel music in the background, because you are preaching today. This is I don't get it. I don't.
But again, like I said, in the center, there's about to be new sheriffs in town. Clean it up. giving hope, pushing the justice system back toward justice. I'm not saying politicians are perfect. I read on them every day. Trust me, I know. But there's good stuff coming. So, yeah, that's a mental disconnect. I can't. Anyway, yeah. But, Sarah, I cannot thank you enough for coming on. I really, really appreciate it.
You are most welcome.
This was doable because of you.
No,
I mean, I would have done it. I would have been on. I've been on every single day for more than 4 years, and I would have been here, and I would have done my best. I would have been squinting at my phone.
You look like you're going to take the pommel horse.
Yeah,
like Steve, the Olympics. Just give it the. He's getting in the zone. He's giving it the eye. No, he's blind. He's trying to see where he's walking. Oh, yes.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, there's a difference, but not as much as there should be. Yeah, there's not as much difference. There should be much more difference, but anyway. Whew. All right. Well, that is going to do it for us for today.
Yes.
Thank you.
And I'm going to be back tomorrow.
You are? Sarah Wednesdays tomorrow.
Yes.
That's always a good day. All right. Oh, I'll be fine, but thank you. Okay. TJ doesn't know about the glasses. It was a guy at the Olympics who did the pommel horse, and he wore glasses, but then when he went up to do that, that was his one thing. When he went up to do that, because you're spinning yourself around, he takes his glasses off. So he went up there and they were checking everything and he's getting ready and he takes his glasses off. And when he does, he kind of looks aside and he's like, and the commenters were like, oh, he's in the zone. He's, focusing. And people are like, no, he can't see anything.
He's over there like
glasses off. Yeah.
He's not giving it the evil eye. He's not, as we would say, my granddaddy would always say if somebody's building something, he had to stop and put that good eye on it. That's not what he was doing. He was literally trying to figure out how he's going to walk from point A to point B without falling.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, exactly. And it was not blue steel.
No.
And he did really well.
Yes.
So boy, once he was up there, for the first swinging your legs around, and it's like, oh wow, okay.
He got the first medal that the men's gymnastic team had gotten in 16 years, and he's also one of those people who does Rubik's cubes like freakishly fast.
Oh,
like
cool.
He can just, bing. Yeah,
very cool.
Yay! All right. Oh, y'all are so sweet. You've got a lot of well wishes and prayers for the eyeball situation.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you. All right. So that is going to do it for us for today, but we will be back tomorrow. Yes. And I'm here literally every day. You can't get rid of me. People have been trying for 4 years, but no, I just keep showing up. I come on every single day between 12 and 12:15. So, other than that, at 3 o'clock, we will be over on the Creative Sprints channel here on YouTube. Bring your projects, focus on your work, and we make progress on what our goals are and our dreams are. And you're always welcome.
Real quick, Veronica, she mentioned a couple times, but I don't think you saw it. There is a new baby boy next door named Bastion, and she thought of you when she heard it. She was like, how cute is that? So, yes.
Daw.
Yes.
All right. So that will do it for us for today. But please remember, you are not alone. You are not alone. We are in this together, and there are good days ahead. There are. Yay. All right. So take care, and we'll see you tomorrow.